are going to have to take control.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2023 action film The Weapon. The film is directed by Tony Shinea, who also stars in the film, as well as Donald Cerrone, Bruce Dern, we have Sean Patrick Flannery, we get Cuba Gooding Jr. making an appearance, and a whole host of other people that you've heard of, who are only in the film for about 5 minutes, many of them. Right, what is this film about? This is going to be the hardest part of the review, unfortunately, because it's a very, very difficult film to give you any kind of synopsis of, because I really genuinely couldn't really understand this film. Right, okay, so Dallas is like a one-man killing machine. He's like a hitman, or, you know what I mean? Hence the title, The Weapon. And he is, best I can figure, kind of working for a mob boss. And he's going around killing lots of people for whatever reason. There are other people involved in the film. Some are trying to stop him, some are trying to help him. And some of them, I'm not really sure what they're doing. As you could probably gather, guys, I'm not really a big fan of this film. In fact, that is an understatement. This is an unmitigated mess of a film. And it's such a shame, because I do think, well, any kind of action film, like a revenge story, or, you know what I mean, anything, you know, where you've got a one-man killing machine running around trying to take people out, you know, there's potential for a fun action film there. This film does what a lot of low-budget films do. They add too many ingredients to the sauce. And what I mean by that is, it's full of, like I say, loads of actors who you've heard of, like Bruce Dern and Donald Cerrone and Sean Patrick Flannery and Cuba Gooding Jr. and Richard Greco, and the list goes on, sort of thing, who were barely in the film, who add nothing to the film, and you've no idea, in actual fact, what they're doing in the film for the most part. Somebody will turn up and they'll be talking on the phone to somebody for a while, but you're not sure what it's about. Another one will turn up and they'll stab somebody in the hand, and okay, he's nasty, what's he doing? I don't really know. You've got other characters turning up who'll give like a couple of 2 or 3 minute speech, and you're like, okay, that's them. And you're just kind of like, well, they had no bearing on the film at all. And unfortunately, it might be sad to say, this film, as many low-budget films would be, better off without them trying to cram as many previous celebrities, if you like, or previous names on the poster as possible. And just had maybe one, you know, have I don't know, have Cuba Gooding Jr. or Sean Patrick Flannery in the film or something like that. Give them a bigger part. Make it make sense, because unfortunately, this film for me was incomprehensible. I couldn't follow it. It was just scene after scene after scene being sewn together that didn't seem to be in any order or make any sense. You get a scene with this Dallas guy killing a lot of folk, but you don't know why he's doing that. You'll get a scene where Dallas is being tortured, but you don't know who's torturing him and why they're torturing him. And again, you'll get these other characters brought into the film, and you're kind of like, who are they? What are they doing? And the sad bit is, occasionally, the interactions between this Dallas character and these other ones, you know, the ones he's taking out, some of the fight scenes and the action scenes are not all bad. I mean, they're not John Wick by any stretch of the imagination, even if it's desperately trying to be John Wick, which it is at times. It is absolutely dragged down by the incomprehensible plot, the far too many characters thrown into the film, given plot devices that make no sense to the film. And unfortunately as well, some of the acting is dreadful. And I'm not just meaning like, you know, I'm talking about some of the actors who should know better. You know what I mean? The acting's dreadful from them, but some of the other performances, and I'm not going to point fingers, are truly awful. I mean, within the first couple of minutes, the dialogue and the acting was face-palmingly bad at times. And I could not make sense of the film. Most of these like low-budget films, I will stick them out and stick them out and stick them out, and there's very few of them I've stopped watching, sort of thing. There's been a handful of films over the years since I've been doing this channel where I have kind of like, I can't take this anymore, and I've kind of stopped watching. And I won't generally review them films. I think there's maybe one or two that I have put a review in for. This one, it was almost like, okay, I'll keep going, because I could see that there was promise here. But then I realised that hang on a minute, I'm over an hour into this and I still have no idea what's happening. No idea who that character is. No idea what they're doing in the film. And all I could fathom was that there was this guy wandering about killing people. Occasionally for reasons because somebody cared about it's been killed, and for other reasons that I just couldn't figure out, really, because the film just does not make it clear as to what his motivations are, or indeed what anybody's motivations are in this film. So I have to say, this one is a miss, unfortunately. There's very little to recommend here on this film. Some of the action is passable, but for the most part, it is a hard pass on this one, guys, because I just can't really recommend very much in it at all. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to call back on the channel for loads more reviews very, very soon.